What's happening, guys? It's Bharat Nagpal for iGandit, and today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the new Samsung REX90. Now, this is their budget feature phone. It does have dual SIM capabilities. It's called Smart Dual SIM. So they have replaced all their feature phones and called it the new Rex series, something like Nokia did with their Asha series. Now this is the REX or Rex series, and this is the flagship of the Rex series for about 6,500 rupees as MRP. This is the REX90. Identical in looks to all their latest iterations of Android devices, so S Duos and all of those. This looks almost like that. In fact, it can be also compared to the Galaxy Grand in terms of design elements. It is essentially a mini version of the Galaxy Grand without Android, obviously. So it's the REX90 and it costs about 6,500 rupees. You have a couple of specifications on the back side of the box, and that's about it. This is what the packaging looks like. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and remove everything from the box and tell you what it looks like. So inside the box of the REX90, you will get the REX90 itself along with the battery. You will get an earpiece and the charger. You will also get some documentation that will help you start up and use your device. The battery on the REX90 is a 1000 milliamp hour battery, and it should suffice with the kind of OS we have on this. If we pop open the back of the REX90, you'll be able to see we have two SIM card slots. One SIM card slot is over here and one SIM card slot is over here, and you also have micro SD expandability up to 32 gigabyte via micro SD card, which goes in on the other side. You quickly pop in your battery and let's power it on. So while it's powering on, I'll quickly give you a look at the device. You have the earpiece up top over here. Let me get rid of the plastic. And if you look at the display, we have a 3.5 inch, a 320 by 480 pixel display, which is 165 pixels per inch. It is a TFT touchscreen, but it does not seem to be capacitive. Actually, it is a capacitive touchscreen. So we have a capacitive touchscreen on the device. It has only 10 megabyte of internal memory, which is a real shocker because it will not be able to open websites that are image heavy, and it doesn't even open our website. So which is again a big disappointment from a company like Samsung. We have two navigation buttons at the bottom over here, which will also be used for sending and ending calls. We have a center selection home button over here. On the right hand side, we have the power lock and unlock button. If you look at the top of the device, we have a 3.5mm headphone jack. If we look at the left of the device, we have a lanyard connection point and the volume rocker. On the bottom of the device is the main microphone, along with a micro USB charging and data syncing port. If we look at the back of the device, we have a 3.15 megapixel camera, which does not do any sort of HD video, so don't even think about it. If you look at the interface, Samsung has tried to replicate TouchWiz on Java. I personally feel that they should have used Bada OS with this. They've completely abandoned it, it seems. But this is what the OS looks like. You also have a notification panel of sorts, allows you to select your SIM cards, turn on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc. Directly from here. You have an internet browser, Samsung App Store, the standard set. You also have Opera Mini and Samsung Chat on Messenger. If you go into all apps, again, it is quite identical to the Android TouchWiz user interface. You also have a note or a memo application that allows you to quickly create memos as well. Let me come back to the home menu. Let me quickly give you a brief of the number of applications you have. So you have a camera app as well. I'm going to quickly look at that. You also have an FM radio on this device. If we scroll to the right, you have Facebook, Twitter, Google, and Opera Mini pre-installed. You have a voice recorder. You have a Bluetooth manager, calculator, a converter, a dictionary as well, which is nice. You also have the mobile prayer app, which I've actually kind of missed. I used to see it on the old cheaper variant devices from Samsung. So mobile prayer, power it on and start praying, depending on what your religion is. That's nice. You have a standard sort of TouchWiz user looking interface. So your Samsung dialer, you can initiate calls from your SIM card, whichever one you select. You can also go into the messaging screen and quickly open up the keypad, which is a standard QWERTY keypad. If I try and type on this, so I was trying to say this is a test of the keyboard, and the keyboard registered my input, but it didn't type anything out. I wonder why. I highly doubt if there is swipe input on this. but you do have navigation over here. You can convert to numbers over here. You also have predictive text, so maybe that would have fixed it, but I'm gonna give this word another attempt. Well, it just does not look like it's gonna work. So not very happy with the keyboard on the device. It just does not seem to be working. I'm gonna try one more time and see if I can select the keyboard type. You can select from a 9 or a numpad and a QWERTY keyboard. So I'm gonna stick to the QWERTY one. But this is what that looks like, guys. So again, for about 6,500 rupees, all you're gonna get is disappointment. Although it is a good feature phone, and trust me, if you're looking for long battery lives, nothing will beat a Java phone. So ensure that you are aware of that, because this phone will go on for at least a couple of days before dying out on you. And I'm going to try and open up our website anyway, guys. So let's see if it can open up our website. And it's just going round and round in the browser. I think it's just gonna not happen, because the last time I attempted it, it said not enough memory. So I have a feeling the same thing is gonna happen this time as well. So what I'm gonna try and do is, instead of wasting time on this, I'm gonna try and open up our mobile website directly. Go to m.iGyan.in, open it up, and hopefully it should open that up faster. And it just says service not available. I'm gonna try one more time. So it's a big fail for us, guys. Honestly, the phone looks really nice, and the build quality of the device looks really nice. One last thing I'm gonna try out is go into the camera. And one thing I really noticed right now, I'm just gonna show you that as well. You don't have touch to focus, but you do have a couple of camera settings over here. So effects, white balance, night mode, and guidelines are all the settings that you get. You can also review and select your default storage. If you go into video mode, I want to see what size of video it captures. So we just have a normal, so I'm guessing it just does VGA video. But that's it, guys. One thing I noticed, I just want to show you guys, is that you have the lock screen from a TouchWiz user interface phone. You can also quickly jump to the browser and a couple of pre-selected applications from here as well, which is nice. But jumping to the browser is going to be of no help because the browser doesn't work. I am really upset. I am really annoyed with what Samsung has done with the REX 90. Honestly, guys, save yourself some money and invest in something else. For about 6,500 rupees, you have lots of options in Android. Even the Micromax Smarty, which is about 4,000 rupees, is much more enhanced than this REX 90. And if you're looking for a feature phone, the Asha series has been a flagship for the feature phones, and I personally feel that going in for a Nokia phone over a Samsung phone, especially when the software is this bad, is recommended. The only thing, if you're going to be using this phone for just phone calls and messages, and if you want a long battery life and a decent looking display, this phone will do you well. But if you want a little bit of features on your device, then go in for something else. If you have any questions or queries, you can check out our full review on iGyan.in. You can also catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. This has been Bharat Nagpal. Thank you guys.